for me, I was questioned over that for a murder, over that in Sierra Leone, and I was never charged with it because he had stole the money off me, right? He pretended he was a doctor, right? And as I said, for me, I don't have any regret over that. I would do that 10 times over, because the moment you steal $18,000 off me by pretending that you're a doctor, a few people said, oh, he's in the third world country. So what? So what? That doesn't give him an excuse to steal $18,000 from me that's meant for a child's cancer treatment. He stole that by pretending to be a doctor. We hunted him down, we found him, and my 3 friends were witnesses. My 3 friends come as witnesses to say he pulled the knife on me first. I went to collect my money, and he pulled the knife on me first. My 3 friends were witnesses. The police officer said, well, you went to his house? I said, yeah. I went to his house, his wife and children were there, and we didn't go into the house. We searched it for him, but we didn't cause any violence in the house. We searched it for our money, and then we waited for him outside. When we seen him, he pulled a weapon on us. So I've defended myself and my friend, and we've chased him. But the police officer said, well, why did you chase him? I said, chased him because I'm not from Africa. I'm from England. If I wouldn't have chased him and diffused the situation, then he could have come at me. And the police officer, I said, you got to understand that I can't give someone that opportunity. He said, all I'm trying to do is help your people. And that is when I was never charged with the murder over that, because it was self-defense. And then you remember, those who followed me for a long time, when I was live on TikTok at the time, and 2 people broke into our building where we were. One of them lost his life, and then the other one got away, climbed back over, and we caught up to him a few weeks later, or a week later. Being the nice guy I am, after they battered him, I actually saved his life I was live on TikTok at the time, by putting a stop to him. I said, don't kill him, because the people I was with wanted to kill him. They're from Sierra Leone. I put a stopper to that. But you killed him. No, it was self-defense. It wasn't a murder. It was self-defense. So when you say you killed him, no, let me just tell you something. You talk about you killed him. What do you think he would have done? What do you think he would have done to little kids like this in Africa if I would have allowed him to steal my 18,000? Right? If I would have allowed him to steal.
Personally, the community, thank you, shit from the community.
This is what we do.
In the name of Jesus Christ, the God Almighty. Thank you, TPR, for the support. Thank you, TPR, for the support.
So I'm in this village, again with thousands of people who are from this village.
This is what I do. So let me just tell you something. People say, well, you took his life. That is not a life.
So let me just tell you.
Trust me when I tell you, that is not a life. These are lives what matter. Little kids' lives, the fresh water that I install in slum areas. Right? These are the people that matter. These are the people that matter. Right? Cancer treatment for little kids. What I got for them. That's truly what matters. The lives of anyone else, the enemy, does not matter. As far as I'm concerned, the more of them that go, the better. I don't have any sort of remorse or misery or regret over anything like that, because how can you live your life with any regret over a man that stole money meant for a kid's cancer treatment? How can you have any regrets over that? I get satisfaction out of watching this video. I genuinely get satisfaction from watching this video, because I know that he's rotting in the ground. And for me, that's exactly where he needs to be. And that's not me being nasty. That's just a justified thing. If you imagine you having a child who had cancer, and a man like me come and said, I can get your kid the treatment for cancer, and then a doctor pretended that he was the doctor, and I handed my money to him, and you knew that the money that was going to save your kid's cancer had been stolen. What does that mean? Does that make it okay? No. So I asked this man for me money. I went to him, and this was the evidence. What got me? It nearly got me convicted, but because we ran after him. But as I said to the police, I'm not from Africa. He stole my money, as you see. That's me in the white with the grey.
Let's tell you something. That's when you were the little rat out there. Let me get that camera.
He got stabbed like 17 times, something like that. I can't remember how many times. But he was a very dangerous man. And that's what you got to understand. Very dangerous men like that do not deserve to be on the planet. Especially when you got men like me doing stuff like this. Getting kids their cancer treatment. And when you think about it, and this is why I say, these exact corrupt charities which I was jailed for in Africa, these people who got me jailed in Africa, these are people who are now our targets when we go back to Africa. Our exact targets. If they want to try and take my life again, they will lose theirs without hesitation. And anyone for TPR is directly instructed in Africa. Anyone who's natural Africans are going to be instructed to take the lives of any corrupt charities if they attempt to take our lives. That's the only time they can do it, if they take our lives. Try to. I've had multiple attempts on my life. I've been stabbed in my brain. I've been shot and stabbed multiple times. I've been poisoned. I've been in the hospital 4 times, nearly losing my life on 4 different occasions in the past 18 months. And this is why I say, that's the only thing we can do to defend ourselves, is take out charity bosses directly to them. I'm not talking middlemen. We're not interested in middlemen. It's the bosses that we need to take out right across Africa, not just Sierra Leone, right across when TPR gets stronger. And that's what needs to happen. And as I say to people, and as I continue to say, we do not use excess violence. This man who lost his life, many people are saying I used excess violence on him. There was no actual evidence that excess violence was used against a man that was stabbed like 17 times, whatever it was. We chased him, yes, but my 3 friends were witnesses that he attacked me first. And that's what everyone will be instructed, to make sure that they have their witnesses to protect them, in the sense of proven by the law that they all know exactly what happened. The person attacked them first. That's self-defense. And that's the only time people will be instructed to do anything in Africa against these corrupt charities. And people won't understand it, but when you've lived the life I've lived, deep in these fucking mines, literally in these fucking diamond mines, in the mines in the slum areas, when you see stuff at the very bottom, you have a different mentality, especially when you're fucking fighting for these people. For people like this, who were just left to die. When you're fighting for them, you have a different mindset. So for me, the thought of committing that sin does not bother me no more, in the sense of when I go back to Africa, or even if someone does something really bad, I don't have any remorse. That's why that guy, I've got a couple of videos of a few different people that we've had to give our revenge to, especially in diamond mines. You're probably talking a body count, not me, but in general, the people around us, of like at least 50 people. And that's just my friends in Sierra Leone who, why do you think we were able to just take control? You can't just take control of diamond mines in Africa. You cannot do that. You can't go into Africa for a foreigner like me and just take control of these diamond mines. These diamond mines here.
It brings suffering sometimes. He realized that it may get to home bomb sometimes. He realized that it may get to stab.
Do you understand? You can't just come into Africa, into Sierra Leone, and take control of diamond mines. It would not happen like that. It does not happen like that unless certain things have to happen in order for that to happen. And all these people here.
Suffering sometimes. He realized that it may get to home bomb sometimes. He realized that it may get to stab sometimes.
And this is what I say to you. But the only reason why we are able to get so much control in them countries was because of what we were willing to do, in the sense of my friends who were former child soldiers in Sierra Leone. They were former child soldiers during the Civil War in Sierra Leone in the early 2000s when it finished. They were only babies when they were taken by these rebels who were like in the 20s. These were like 10-year-old babies, and they were forced to become soldiers. They were filled with drugs, and they were given firearms, and they were forced to be soldiers. during the Civil War. Now you've got to understand that mentality. You get no rehabilitation. These people are getting no rehabilitation. So what would happen is, when you grow older, my friends there were involved in gold. That was their thing. Not gold, firearms. That's how they made the money, all legit. That's how they end up buying all the stuff that they got. But anyway, cut long story short, when I come back to Sierra Leone, because I'd helped them a lot over the years, from 2018 when I first went, they'd become rich. And when I said to them I want to get into diamonds, that is when they said, well, look, we do firearms, bro, but if you want to get into diamonds, we'll follow you, bro, whatever you want to do, because we would not have this if it weren't for you. And when we went into them diamond mines, that is when everything come back to the people I was with. Former child soldiers who are now grown men, who've seen the older men who were former rebels during the Civil War, who are in their 50s now, in their late 40s, 50s, and they're now dealing with gold and diamonds. When my friends went into these diamond fields with me for the first time, and they recognised certain people who had control of these diamond mines, that's exactly what happens. That's how it happens in them countries. Now it's mad to even think that, but that's exactly, if anyone, you can just Google it to see the Civil War in Sierra Leone. It was a really bad war, right? It's so many bad things happened. Kids were taken from their mothers and they were forced to kill the family and become child soldiers. And as I said, now they're grown men. They're the ones who I'm friends with. When we've gone into the diamond fields, how do you think we got control? People are saying you can't just go in there and get control. You're right, you can't. But you can when you commit a sin. When you commit that act, that's when you can. That's when you can take full control. Why do you think these diamond fields here? Why do you think that there's so much stuff that, like, when you're looking at the space, these diamond mines have been going for a long time. When we first went in there and got control of them, these nothing to do with me, but many lives were lost of these evil people who were part of the Civil War, who were targeting innocent babies, and now they're grown men. So my friends were former child soldiers and now grown men. As soon as they seen them exact people who were doing that sort of thing, what do you think happened? Of course, they went in and took their lives and took control of the diamond fields. That is why I still get diamonds right now. That's why I'm sat with uncut diamonds, which look right now. I get diamonds all the fucking time. Uncut diamonds directly from Africa. I deal directly in the mines because we've got control of them still, purely because these are all uncut diamonds, purely because of what's needed to be done. And as I said to you, look how big these diamond fields are. These have been going for years.
Turning the other cheek might bring suffering sometimes.
Look how big they are, though, the massive fields.
Turning the other cheek might bring suffering sometimes.
There's me and my friend.
He realized that it may get you home bombed sometimes. He realized that it may get you stabbed sometimes.
And that's what I say to you about committing that offence, that crime. Because in them fields, you're not getting caught. You can bury them anywhere you want, these evil people. And then, as I said, that's what saved thousands of lives. The mad thing is that diamonds took thousands of lives, evil lives, but it also saved thousands. That's how it works. And this is what I say to you guys about it. It's a different world. And this is the good thing about it. The good thing about these is that these people were getting paid far more than they ever were. So all you have to do is just take out the bosses. These diamond mines, you just take out the bosses, and then everyone below the boss will work for you. And that's a good thing with diamond mines. And that's all my friends done, who I was with. I'll reiterate, it had nothing to do with me. I don't commit them crimes. I don't do anything like that. That's not what I do. That's not about my life. I don't commit anything like that. So I'm putting that out there now. Anything to do with anything that's gone on in diamond fields is nothing to do with me. I can't say that enough. It's nothing to do with me. But what would happen is, obviously, once the people at the top would be taken out, because we all understand everything in life has its time. And what I mean by that is, these people who had control of the diamond mines in Sierra Leone, had control for 20, 30 years. Ever since the early 2000s, late 1990s, they had control. So they'd had a 30-year run in these diamond fields, because that's what funded civil wars. So the war in Sierra Leone, diamonds. So all these people had control for 30 years. So when we've gone there, with my friends who are former child soldiers, who were kids at the time, when they've gone there, it's like, things need to change. And the people underneath, because they got too used to it, the people who own these diamond mines have got far too comfortable. For 30 years, they had control. So when we've come in, and my friends who are former child soldiers have come in, who are now grown men, naturally, yes, Haley, naturally, that's what's happened. Sometimes there's got to be a change, and that's exactly what's happened. There's many, but I've got so many videos. I've probably got about 50. I'm actually gonna have to bin this phone soon. Actually, I've probably got about 15 separate videos of different people in these mines, getting that thing getting committed. Yeah, definitely at least 15. But this is what it's for, because as I said, that sort of stuff. Obviously, diamonds. Got so many diamonds.
That's a 5.3.
And that's what I'm saying to you, like, all this sort of, I've got some fucking mad ass video. Some of these videos, not all, I couldn't give some of them to Netflix, but a lot of them have been sent to Netflix already. I'm just looking, I've got to be very careful with saying ones, but what's this? This is the diamond.
We need these blanks for example. Key blanks.
Let's have a look. As I said, that was the best diamond I ever had. That was literally the best diamond I ever had, though. That was so fucking lovely, that. I was so gonna keep that.